Hi guys! Did you have a wedding scheduled for sometime in 2020? I did too. My wedding was supposed to be on June 20th, 2020 in Quebec in Canada. And unfortunately, due to recent world events, we've had to postpone our wedding indefinitely to sometime in 2021. So I'm hoping that by me sharing my story and the reasons why we decided to postpone, it'll help you decide whether or not you want to postpone as well. So if you're getting married sometime in the summer or the fall or maybe the winter of 2020, hopefully this video will help you out. So my name is Brittany from wayfaringweddings.com, where I write about how to have an eco-friendly and budget-friendly wedding. I'm currently planning my own wedding, and so I'm just sharing all of the research that I learned on there and now on YouTube. So please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be making a whole lot of videos about eco-friendly and budget-friendly wedding ideas, so please join me. So as I'm sharing these reasons why I decided to postpone my wedding until next year, please just keep in mind that I'm not a legal or medical professional whatsoever, and so you're going to have to take everything I say with a grain of salt. It's my experience only, and make the decision that works best for you personally, okay? All right, so let's jump right into it. So the first reason why we decided to postpone our wedding is just because we had to. There is no possible way we could have the guest count that we wanted, which was only between 50 and 70 people at our wedding, as the atmosphere is currently. Gatherings simply aren't allowed where we are, where most people are, I think. And so it's just not possible for us to have the wedding that we imagined legally. I know that in a lot of places they're also not issuing marriage licenses. So you might want to keep that in mind for the rest of the year, that you might not, depending on where you are, you might not be able to get a marriage license before your wedding date. So that's definitely something to be aware of. And as it is right now, guys, we don't know when we're going to be able to gather again in big numbers. And so for me personally, the stress of not knowing was what was driving me a little bit crazy for my own wedding planning. And I can tell you that once you make that decision to postpone it, it's just a huge relief. It just feels like, even though it's super sad in many ways, it's such a relief. For me, that's how it was anyway. For number two, another reason why we decided to postpone is because of the international borders. We're having our wedding in Canada, and the Canadian borders are essentially closed except for essential travel. And my family's from the US, and we have some of my partner's family members coming from Spain and Venezuela and London, and we've got friends coming from the Philippines. And anyway, like, they wouldn't be able to come, or a lot of them wouldn't be able to come to our wedding, and that just wasn't acceptable to us. So we're kind of at the mercy of the borders being closed. If this is the case for you, if you're having a lot of international guests, you might also want to consider postponing, because you want to give them enough notice to be able to buy their flight tickets, right? So if your wedding is happening in August and they need a few months to be able to buy that ticket, they don't want to buy it the week before your wedding, right? I don't actually know if it'll be more expensive with everything happening right now. But anyway, it's nice to have notice beforehand, before buying an international plane ticket. And so that's another reason we decided to postpone our wedding. The third reason is everybody's health. Health and safety should actually be number one on this list. We don't want anyone worrying at all about their health and safety at our wedding. We want them to feel free and healthy and like they're not putting their lives at risk by coming and joining us in our celebration of love. So we don't know when these restrictions will be up as well. We don't know when the CDC and the WHO will soften their restrictions. We don't know when it's going to be safe, and because of that, we just went ahead and postponed our wedding. The fourth reason we decided to postpone is because 1 year to us doesn't really make a big difference as far as tradition goes. We're not a really traditional couple. We're actually already common law married. And so for us, 1 year is not that big of a deal. For some people, this is a big deal. You want to be legally married. I understand. But for us personally, 1 year in the grand scheme of things, not that big of a deal. Number 5, this isn't really a reason why we decided to postpone, but maybe a reason why postponing was easier for us. And that's because our venue is my partner's mom's backyard. So we weren't gonna lose money by canceling or by postponing in terms of our venue. And then our vendors, because we are such procrastinating budget wedding planners, we hadn't really lined up any vendors except for our frienders who are not professional wedding vendors. So we weren't really losing a lot of money by postponing our wedding, which I know is not the case for most people based on just by looking at the Facebook groups that I'm a part of and asking some of my other friends who are also engaged. Yeah, people are really panicking about this. It is crazy, both for couples and vendors alike. I don't know, I want to say it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. We'll reschedule things, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And number 6 on my list, reason we decided to postpone is because we have another year of planning. Oh my God, I'm trying to look on the bright side here. For me personally, it's kind of nice because there were things I was rushing and that I hadn't thought through completely. So it is nice for me to it is really nice for me to have another year to think about things a little bit harder, I don't know. But I know for other people who have been so good about their wedding planning, this is absolutely devastating. You don't want another year of wedding planning, which I understand. But if you do need more time, it might be a nice reason to postpone your wedding. Number 7 is that we have more time to save money. We've got another year to save money for our wedding. And even though we're having a really budget-friendly wedding, it is nice still to be able to save some cash. And especially because I got laid off last month, and so yeah, it is nice to be able to have some more time to put aside money for our wedding. And it's also just nice to be able to do more research. I got into this recently, wedding planning, and so now I feel like I just have a lot more time to slow down, do more research, to share better research here and on my blog, and just to really dig my heels in and understand things a lot better. If you have any suggestions at all about how to do eco-friendly, budget-friendly weddings, please tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear them. And number 8 on my list, people will be in a much better mood when this is all over and ready to celebrate. I don't want to have a wedding this year and have people scared or anxious at all. I want people to feel safe and comfortable and to have this as out of mind as possible and just to feel ready to celebrate life and love. And number 9 on my list is deals. I'm hoping that all of the deals that are coming out of this horrible situation will also be extended to the wedding industry, and that we'll be able to benefit from some sales and deals going into next year. I'm actually not sure if this is true. If you work in the wedding industry, let me know if I'm just talking out of my butt here. And then finally, the last reason why we decided to postpone our wedding, or I guess this really only benefits me, is that I have more time to DIY and craft things. So kind of a selfish reason here. I just like doing DIY and craft stuff, so I have another year of excuses to do that. So that's kind of cool for me. So this is a really crappy situation, guys. There's no easy way to go about doing this. No matter what, it's gonna come with some grief, probably a few tears, a lot of disappointment, and it sucks. It sucks. The whole thing sucks. I'm just hoping that I could find a couple little silver linings here to share with you. And while I'm not trying to convince you to postpone your wedding, I just want to let you know that I feel a whole heck of a lot better having postponed. Anyway, we're gonna get through it together. It's gonna be all right. Join me in this journey, like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.